There's a level of discipline so ruthless that it makes weak men uncomfortable just being around you. They won't say it to your face, but they'll call you obsessive, extreme, unbalanced. Because your existence reminds them of their own weakness. Today I'm revealing the ancient Ronin Bushido, the code of the masterless samurai, warriors who had no lord, no safety net, no one to catch them when they fell, and that's exactly what made them unstoppable. This isn't another motivation video, this is a warning. Chapter 1. The man who had everything to lose. Let me tell you about Alex. 6 years ago, Alex was 32 years old, overweight, working a job he hated, watching other men live the life he dreamed about. He'd tried everything. Gym memberships he never used, diets that lasted 3 days, business ideas that died in notebooks, self-help books collecting dust on his shelf. Every January, new goals. Every February, same excuses. His friends stopped taking him seriously. His girlfriend left him, not because he was a bad person, but because he was a man without honor, a man whose word meant nothing, not even to himself. One night, Alex found himself staring at the mirror, and he asked himself a question that changed everything. What would a Ronin do? See, Alex had been studying. And he stumbled upon something that haunted him. The Ronin, masterless samurai who lost their lords, cast out, no clan, no income, no identity. Most Ronin died broke and forgotten, but some became legends. The difference? Those who survived made weakness impossible. Chapter 2. Why motivation is a lie. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. Motivation is a drug. It feels good when you have it, but like any drug it wears off and you're left right back where you started. Willpower? It's a muscle that gets tired. You can't rely on something that runs out by noon. The modern self-help industry sold you a lie. They told you to find your why, to visualize success, to manifest your dreams. But the Ronin knew something different. They knew that in battle, there is no motivation, there is no willpower, there is only training, there is only the action you've repeated 10,000 times until it becomes who you are. A Ronin didn't wake up and decide if he wanted to train that day. His identity was warrior. The question wasn't, should I? It was, what else would I do? This is the shift that weak men never make. They try to change their actions, but the Ronin change their identity. And once you shift from I want to be disciplined to I am Ronin, everything changes. Chapter 3. The 6 Principles of Ronin Discipline. Alex discovered 6 principles, 6 vows that the Ronin lived by, not suggestions but vows, the kind you'd rather die than break. Let me break them down. Principle 1. Meiyo no Chikai, the irreversible vow. The Ronin understood something primal. Private promises are easy to break, but public honor, that's sacred. When a samurai made a vow, he did it in front of witnesses. Breaking that vow meant losing face, and for a warrior, losing face was worse than death. Alex took this seriously. He didn't whisper his goals in a journal. He stood in front of his remaining friends and declared, "For the next 90 days, I will train every morning at 5 a.m. No matter what, if I miss one day, I will shave my head and post it online." Extreme? Absolutely, but that's the point. You need to make the cost of failure greater than the cost of discipline. The moment Alex made that public vow, something shifted. It wasn't about motivation anymore. It was about honor, and honor doesn't negotiate. Principle 2. Fumikiri na. No retreat, no variation. Here's where most people fail. They rely on discipline. When they feel like it, they negotiate with themselves. I'll work out later. I'll start Monday. Just this once. The Ronin had a different code. Same time, same place, same action, every single day. No variation, no negotiation, no retreat. Alex chose 5 a.m., not because it felt good, but because it was hard, and hard built the warrior. Rain or shine, sick or healthy, happy or depressed, 5 a.m. came and Alex trained. The consistency wasn't the goal. The consistency was the weapon. Each repetition carved away the weak version of himself. After 30 days, he wasn't using discipline anymore. Discipline was using him. Principle 3. Kyo o Dakishimeru. Embrace the void. This principle terrifies people because it requires burning bridges. A Ronin had no safety net, no clan to fall back on, no lord to save him. He walked the void alone, and that's what forced him to become unbreakable. Alex applied this ruthlessly. He cancelled his streaming subscriptions, deleted social media apps, threw out all junk food, told his drinking buddies he was done. People called him crazy. You're taking this too far. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. As long as you have an escape route, you'll take it. Burn the ships, embrace the void. When there's no way back, you find a way forward. Principle 4. Kurushimi wa Sensei. Pain as teacher. The weak avoid pain. The Ronin studied it. Every samurai understood that suffering was the forge, the fire that turned soft iron into steel. Alex stopped running from discomfort when his muscles screamed during workouts. He didn't back off. He leaned in. When his mind begged him to quit, he asked, "What is this teaching me?" Cold showers, fasting, training until failure, not because he enjoyed suffering, but because each moment of pain was stripping away the old Alex, the weak Alex, the version that quit. Pain became his teacher, and the lessons it taught couldn't be learned any other way. Principle 5. Shi no Daichi. Death ground strategy. This comes from an ancient military principle. When an army fights on death ground, where retreat means certain death, they fight with supernatural intensity. The Ronin understood this. They put themselves in positions where failure wasn't an option. Alex quit his soul-crushing job before he had another one lined up. Insane? Maybe, but it forced him to succeed. He had 3 months of savings, no backup plan, no safety net. He started his business, and because failure meant homelessness, he worked like a man possessed. 16-hour days, learning, building, fighting. Within 4 months, he'd replaced his income. Within 8 months, he'd doubled it. Death ground forces evolution. When your back is against the wall, you discover capabilities you never knew existed. Principle 6. Chinmoku. No Tatsujin. Silent mastery. The final principle might be the most powerful and the hardest. Weak men need validation. They post every workout, every small win, every step of progress. They need applause to keep going. The Ronin didn't care about applause. He cared about mastery. And mastery is silent. Alex stopped posting about his journey, stopped talking about his goals, stopped seeking approval. He just did the work. Day after day after day, in silence, in darkness, with no audience except himself. And something strange happened. When you stop performing for others, your discipline becomes unshakable because it's not dependent on likes or comments or praise. It's dependent only on the vow, and the vow is eternal. Chapter 4. When your discipline becomes frightening. Month 3 of Alex's transformation. Something shifted. His co-workers noticed, friends noticed, family noticed, but they didn't celebrate. They became uncomfortable. "You're overdoing it, man. You need to relax. This isn't healthy." Alex was waking at 5 a.m., training for 2 hours, working on his business for 12, reading for 1, in bed by 9 p.m. every single day. No parties, no random hangouts, no just this once. His old drinking buddies stopped inviting him. His brother called him obsessed. His mother worried he was depressed. But here's what was really happening. His discipline was holding up a mirror, and weak men hate mirrors. When you're around someone with unbreakable discipline, it forces you to confront your own excuses, your own weakness, your own broken promises to yourself. That's uncomfortable, so instead of rising to your level, they try to pull you back down to theirs. This is the moment most people break. They soften their discipline to make others comfortable. They negotiate, they compromise, they retreat. But Alex remembered principle 2. Fumikiri na, no retreat. He didn't argue with them, didn't defend himself, didn't try to convince them. He just kept the vow, day after day after day. And 1 year later, those same people who called him obsessive were asking him, "How did you do it?" Chapter 5. The Warning. Let me be clear about something. This path isn't for everyone. Most people want results without sacrifice, transformation without pain, discipline without discomfort. They want a magic pill, a shortcut, a hack. But the Ronin Bushido doesn't offer shortcuts. It offers something else, a complete reconstruction of who you are. When you walk this path, you will lose people, friends who can't handle your intensity, family who thinks you've gone too far, partners who want the old, comfortable, weak version of you back. You will face mornings where every cell in your body screams to stay in bed, moments where quitting feels easier than breathing. You will stand alone in the void with nothing but your vow, your honor, your identity as Ronin. And that's exactly what makes you unstoppable. Because when everyone else is looking for motivation, you'll have something stronger: identity. When everyone else negotiates with themselves, you'll have an irreversible vow. When everyone else retreats to comfort, you'll embrace the void. The question isn't whether this works. Alex proved it works. Thousands of Ronin throughout history proved it works. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Chapter 6. Your Move. So here we are, end of the road. You have a choice to make. You can close this video, go back to the life you've always lived, the one where you make promises you don't keep, where discipline is something you talk about but never embody. Or you can become Ronin. If you choose this path, I need you to do something right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Make your irreversible vow, public, witnessed, permanent. Comment below with your Ronin vow, the one thing you will do every single day for the next 90 days, no matter what. Make it specific, make it hard, make the cost of breaking it higher than the cost of keeping it. I vow to wake at 5 a.m. and train for 1 hour every day for 90 days. I vow to write 1,000 words every day for 90 days. I vow to learn one new skill for 2 hours every day for 90 days. Whatever it is, post it below. Let your honor be witnessed. Let your journey begin. And if you're serious about walking this path, hit subscribe. Because this channel exists for one reason: to forge modern Ronin, warriors with no master except themselves. Hit that like button if this resonated, not for the algorithm, but as your first act of commitment. The weak will watch this video and do nothing. The Ronin will declare their vow and begin the transformation. Which one are you? Welcome to the path of the Ronin, where weakness dies and legends are born. I'll see you in the next one.